from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Co-host, my studio audience. I'm doing okay. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Well, welcome my staff and co-workers, otherwise known as my co-host until Corona can be conducted properly. You all did a fantastic job yesterday. Like, I was very happy. I don't know what you say because I gave up social media for Lent, but in my mind, I was so happy, and then we all dined on Mexican food afterwards, and it was delicious. Although the sour cream, they said, was a little runny like milk. Well, that's Joni. You know how Joni is. Where's Joni? Back there micing somebody? Yeah, 11 years she's been micing me up. Joni will complain you all the way under the table. Harvey Weinstein was sentenced. You know, 23 years in prison, 3 for something and 20 for the other. And, you know, he celebrates his birthday on Saturday. Oh, please. Your inmates in that maximum security prison, they got a present for you, all right. So, you know, we had the inside track on the entire trial with our friend Elizabeth Wagmeister. And she was available right away, which I love. And so she's in the building. She's gonna be coming out a little bit later on with the courtroom scoop. Yeah. DaBaby has a way of staying in trouble, but making music people like, and then explaining the trouble that he's gotten into. And Norman thinks he's still
likable. No, he always has a good defense. It always kind of, sort of makes sense whenever he messes up.
Okay, well, you tell me this. How are you gonna be in a club, walking through the crowd, we talked about this the other day, slap a woman, okay, you saw that, that's DaBaby in the red. Slapped a woman in the face. She allegedly waved her phone in his face. He feels that the woman's phone touched her face, but she's like, that wasn't me, that was the girl next to me. But in the meantime, if you're that close to people, then you have to expect, you know, they're gonna bring up their phones and take pictures and just keep walking. You don't wanna be the victim of Torre. Stand up and show it off. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what your workplace is like, but these are the people I work with every day. And if you think they put on special clothes just because they're on TV, no. This is how my people come to work, which I love. Now, Torre is in charge of all of the promos that you see play on TV, like, and also my entire opening. You pick out the right stuff. I'm kicking in the chair and let's go. That's all Torre. And I like him a lot. And by the way, his real name is not Torre. I call him that just because of how he dresses. His real name is Tori. But I called you Torre from the moment I met you.
We met.
Yep.
Never change.
Yep, Torre. Anywho. So, DaBaby apologized to the girl. But after the incident went viral, I guess his people probably said, look, young man, you're only 28 years, we're still calling him DaBaby. Anyway, you're only 28 years old. You've got a huge career ahead of you. You're very talented and people like you, even when you do bad. But you've got to clean this up right now. Otherwise, this is not good. So look at his apology video featuring comedian Michael Blackston, who I've known for at least 18 years. Now, Michael Blackston, all right, here's what they were doing. Yeah, they mimicked DaBaby and the punch or the slap, which is not gonna look good when the girl, her name is, I know what her name is. You can't forget a name like that. Her name is Tyroneisha. Look, it is my best guess that her father's name is Tyrone and her mom's name is probably Keisha. Yeah. All right. Anyway, she's lawyered up and she spoke out on TMZ. Take a look.
I woke up, my head was hurting really, really bad, and like the top of my right cheekbone, it was like hurting, like it was tender. So I did go to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with a contusion to my cheekbone. He still makes a joke about it. Like yesterday, he uploaded something on his page in a clothing store making a joke about it. So I don't feel like, he was sincere with the apology.
Mr. Clean Magic
No, Morel, she's probably all cried out. Look at Morel. Freeze that face. Morel in makeup, fresh off the runway. Not you in makeup, I'm in makeup. He does my makeup. Eddie, fresh you gave yourself just a little bit of pancakes to come out here. All right now. But look, here's my thought. She's probably all cried out over this and probably looked at that situation that she was stuck in a million times. And, good for her for lawyering up and seeing what's going to happen. And I'm sorry, DaBaby, you participated, you made that video, and now that parody tape is the thing that's going to give her even more money than she probably would have gotten. All right, because you show no remorse. And Michael Blackston, come on now. At least DaBaby is 28, which is still old enough to know. But Michael Blackston, I've known you for an easy 18 years. You gotta be a good 48. He's 47? Look at me guess stuff.
The Pope, you were very, very close.
I know stuff.
Yeah.
But Michael Blackston, you're old enough to know, don't do that. And it's, it's not just the Me Too era. I hate when people say, I'm tired of saying that. It is the people should respect people era. Yeah. Oh, and Morel, don't you think she should have taken pictures of the contusion? Because I don't see it, I think if she went to the hospital, all that stuff would help build her case. Look, I'm team her.
But I'm team her too. Don't get it. No man should ever hit a woman, period. But I'm just, I would do the same thing if I got hit with the phone. I would do the exact same thing. That's why I made the face, because I would definitely get my money. Okay?
You cleaned that up real good.
Right.
Wig, are we still arguing just because I like to tuck my hair? Well, I don't care. I like to hear,
What it is?
This wig is thick, and I like a thick wig. But Suzanne.
A nice little tuckaroo looks good.
Yeah.
Yes. Sexy.
A little something.
Yeah.
Wig doesn't know anything about this life. She's new around here. Her real name is not Wig, it's Jasmine. And she's featuring a Guns N' Roses t-shirt underneath her scarf. Yup. And she lives many, many blocks away, like, she lives way up there, and I know I love her dearly, and it's so nice. It's so nice to be able to have girl talk outside of talking to these boys about, you know, stuff. You know what I'm saying, Wig? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, I can't even go into it. Do you know, Frank? I mean, Jimmy, sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy, do you know that Marco, I forgot to send that to production and put it on there. Jimmy, do you know, Jimmy's part of my stage crew. I love him dearly. We hug, well, not anymore, but we talk. Now look at here, Jimmy.
Yes.
So Marco sent me something just a few moments, like an hour ago, and I was looking at it. You were stopped by the news?
Yes, this morning at New Rochelle train station, because that's where I live, New Rochelle. I'm also about 2.2 miles from the zone, the 1 mile zone.
Right, in New Rochelle. Oh. But do you know that they used your footage and put it on the news?
Yes, I do. If you heard my footage, I did mention if you don't feel good, call in sick. Don't come to work. That's the biggest thing.
Well, how do you feel now? Because you're sitting next to him with the good pants. Oh, stop touching.
Barrett's the best.
Anyway, you know what? It was fabulous footage. I love that my people get around and we do the news, but they participate in the news. So, you know, the late, great Biggie's daughter, you might have heard about this. His daughter doesn't want to be known as Biggie's daughter. And I'm like, huh? Well, her name is Tiana. She's 26 years old. Tiana Wallace. Biggie's last name, Wallace. She's a Wallace. She's Biggie and her mother. They were first loves, and now she's 26, and she's managed to move along with her life, and she's launched her own clothing line. Yeah. I'm not gonna call you out. Anyway, so she talked to our friends over at the New York Post, page 6, and she says that she wants to make a name for herself. She doesn't want to live off her dad's money. I don't know who she is. So anyway, so she's got her clothing line, the store, it's a little boutique, it's in Brooklyn, right? It's called Notorious with 2 S's at the end. The boutique is lined with pictures of Biggie. Now, we can't zoom in on pictures or anything like that, but basically, Biggie's everywhere. You know what, Tiana, you can't have it both ways, dear. Yeah. So be happy that Big is and was your father. I'm sure you talk to him every day, you know. But be happy that Big was your father, and be happy that, you know, you have this legacy. And you know, for the rest of us, we need to look at examples like this, because she could be sitting back off of royalties and all that stuff. But this is a young lady who wants to make a name for herself, but no, you will always be Biggie's daughter, okay? And use that to your advantage. Oh my gosh, that's it for Hot Topic. I mean, you know, Wagmeister's about to come out. They're cutting me way off. All right, well, let's talk about Harvey Weinstein. You know, he's behind bars. He showed up to court in a wheelchair, from what I understand. They found him guilty on first-degree criminal assault, sexual act, and third-degree rape. And here to tell us what's going on, sorry. Look how we're the studio audience, but we're also working. See, do you understand what I'm saying? They brought that chair right on out, didn't they?
They brought it out, Wendy.
Hey, Wags.
Yes, this is your best now.
Now look. Elizabeth is a senior correspondent and longtime friend of our show. She's at Variety magazine. Give it up for Elizabeth Wagmeister. Okay, break it down.
Okay, so Wendy, I was in the courtroom. You know that I have been covering the trial. It was a 2-month trial. I was in there every single day. I was in there for the sentencing. Harvey Weinstein is going to jail for 23 years.
Yeah.
So the judge came down with the sentencing. As you said, he was convicted a few weeks ago on 2 different charges. One was a criminal sex act in the 1st degree from a woman by the name of Miriam Haley. And the other charge on which he was convicted was rape in the 3rd degree from a woman named Jessica Mann. He got 20 years for the first conviction, and he got 3 years for the second one. Now, both of those women, Jessica Mann and Miriam Haley, they were in court watching this sentencing go down, and they actually gave statements. They were very impassioned, they were very emotional. They faced the judge for the first time because, of course, they testified and faced the jury, but now they got to face the judge. Okay. So they got to say to the judge, this is what it's like to be a rape victim. This is what happens when you go through trauma. This is how he impacted our life. Judge, Your Honor, please listen to us. Now, they weren't the only women there. Throughout the whole trial, Wendy, there were 6 women who testified. Yeah. And all 6 women were there, and it was the first time they ever met because none of them had known each other.
Wow.
There they are. Wow. So it was obviously a very powerful moment.
Did Harvey show up in a wheelchair like I heard?
Yes, so Harvey Weinstein showed up in a wheelchair. As we know, we saw all the photos and the videos for the past 2 months. He had a walker, but he can't have his walker in prison. You know, he's been staying in Rikers.
Can you have a wheelchair in prison?
They could wheel him in. So they wheeled him in. He came in a suit. I wasn't sure would he be in a suit or would he be in a jumpsuit. He came in his suit. He sat down, and Harvey Weinstein spoke, Wendy. It was the first time he ever spoke because he didn't testify.
And I heard that he spoke like he doesn't know what he did.
Yes.
Oh,
So Harvey Weinstein, first of all, I have to say it was a long statement. It was rambling. He went in many different directions. He started it off, though, by saying, I am greatly remorseful. He looked at the 6 women, and he almost in a weird way thanked them for what they said, and then he explained, I thought we were friends. I thought this was consensual. But he did say, I feel remorse. Then it took a sharp turn, and he said, I'm confused, and I think that many men are confused. With what's happened over the past few years, so many men and women have lost their jobs.
I think dumb men are confused. I would agree with that, but that's the dumb men who don't understand.
And he said men and women across this country were losing due process. I'm worried what's happening in this country. I actually have a direct quote here. This is what he said.
Okay.
I'm totally confused. I think men are confused about all of this. This feeling of thousands of men and women who are losing due process. I'm worried about this country. Then at one point, he compared the Me Too movement and what's happened to him as being blacklisted for communism. He brought up 9/11, and he brought up all the charitable work that he did around 9/11. That's something that his defense hung on to. They said, Judge, he's done so much charity work. He's raised millions of dollars. Doesn't that count for anything?
So, but Rikers is hardcore, which fine. Mm-hmm. And he celebrates his 69th birthday on Saturday.
So he is, I believe, 68 or 69. And it's funny because we can say that because his defense attorney actually just kept saying 70. He kept saying, Judge, he's almost going to be 70 years old. He's old. He's not in good health, which that I believe to be true. A lot of people were wondering, is the walker fake?
He just got the stint.
Yes. So he got a heart procedure when he was at the hospital. Because remember, he was at the hospital before he went to Rikers. So he's not in good health. He's on a lot of medication.
And still facing a trial in LA.
Still facing a trial in LA.
So there could be more time. He's not gonna get out of jail until he's 155.
There you go.
Wow, Agmeister.
So, and if the LA trial does go, which it appears that it will, then he would have to serve all of his time in New York first if he were sentenced in LA. So that means 23 years if he serves all 23 years, and then he would serve time in Los Angeles.
So now you've been dealing with this for the last 2 months. Now what do you do with the rest of your life?
Well,
just saying.
Well, thank you for asking. But first, it's not about me, Wendy. But, you know, the thing with this story,
yes, it is.
Given LA.
We're done with him, and he's done with the freedom.
Well,
so you're at Variety.
But here's the thing. The story continues. And of course, as a journalist and as a reporter, it doesn't end when it ends in the courtroom.
Are you going to move out there to cover it out there too?
Well, I'm from LA, Wendy, so maybe I'll go out there. I don't know. But one thing I will say, though, is I will definitely be working with our team at Variety covering this entire Harvey Weinstein story. It is not over. He has been sentenced. He's going to jail. But it's far from over. Of course, there are many other women. Around 100 women have accused him. So they, of course, all are speaking now. We're talking to his lawyer. lawyers. We're going to try to talk to the prosecutor. So this story, we are still hard at work covering it.
Thank you. I'll see you again then soon.
See you soon.
All right, Elizabeth Wagmeister, everybody. We got more great show for you. Oh my gosh. Big Frida is gonna perform later on. But up next, Jason Biggs is here, so grab a snack.